Yo, yo, yo. It is unapologetically QI entering the building. And today we have some breaking news that we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting to hear what happened with the notorious O Block 5, O Block 6, or really O Block 7 case. Well, today we have some breaking news and some results. The family of Carlton Weekly, as we know, FBG Duck, may Duck, long live as FBG Duck, may he rest in peace. But they walked out of the federal courthouse today in Chicago celebrating the verdict. Wednesday, the O Block 6 was found guilty of the unaliving of FBG Duck. The jury was made up of 5 men and 7 women who remain anonymous due to safety issues. Because y'all know how it works. Y'all know how it works, especially in Chicago. In gang territories and different things like that. The family nor nobody knows who these jurors are. They were unseen during the trial, so they're anonymous, and they're for safety purposes they are to remain anonymous. But the jury of 5 men and 7 of unaliving FBG Duck, downtown Chicago on the Oak Street, in Oak Street. But they were not just found guilty of unaliving FBG Duck. They were also found guilty in furtherance of racketeering schemes. So that means that, although, this portion of the case is over, there's more to come when it comes to this case. Racketeering schemes. That means that additional charges can be added to these gentlemen, the O Block 6, who were convicted today. The case took about 16 hours of deliberation over, several days, because we know that, they pretty much closed out the case like last week. But they were in deliberation for like 16 hours. I've been sitting here patiently waiting. If you notice, I had my live stream set up from last week, waiting for, the deliberation. And I almost already knew that they were going to be found guilty due to the evidence and the way that, I heard things pretty much laid out by the prosecution and by the defense. And basically, it was, basically what they're saying, the federal government or the feds are saying, is that it was a war between Tuckerville fraction of GD Gangster Disciples and O Block BDs, Black Disciples. So, they pretty much looked into a lot of the details, back from, I guess we want to say 2012. But for those of us who know, we know that it extends a little bit, beyond that. But, they pretty much looked at all of the details from 2012 up until now, in terms of the war between what we call the GDs and the BDs, the war on Chirac. It's been given so many nicknames. But the feds also included the drill rap diss tracks between Duck and King Von, Davon Bennett. Because, and most people don't know that Duck and King Von, they were friends at one point. And some kind of way, something happened. I think, don't quote, I may be a little wrong or off with this, but I think that there was some type of fight, or somebody was allowed, or it might have been between, because of Kayla B, who, I think she was in a lot of fights with the GDs, or, 63rd Street and St. Lawrence. I think she got into a lot of drama on that side. And that Kayla B is King Von's little sister, on his dad's side. So, there's a lot of rumors that speculate how all of this happened between Duck and King Von. However, those are among some, but they were once friends and different things of that nature. And it's just, interesting how things, took a turn, and took a turn for the worse this deeply. But as well, out of the six, Charles C. Murder Liggins was a alleged trigger puller, and I'm trying to be careful with my words, people. Please bear with me. But he was an alleged trigger puller and was found guilty on 7 counts. So Charles C. Murder Liggins was found guilty of all 7 counts and the conspiracy charge. Kenny Mac Roberson, or Kenny Mac, his real name is Kenneth Kenny Mac Roberson. He was a driver, and he was found guilty of the same 5 counts. The counts that he may not have been involved in is like wounding the girl that was with Duck, and the other count that a lot of people that didn't get all 7 counts or didn't get was sometimes using a weapon, and the other count is well, there's another count that everybody didn't get, but most of the people got all 5 of the counts. Muwap, Marcus Muwap Smart, he was found guilty of 5 counts. He was not found guilty of wounding the girl and using a weapon. Now, I don't know how, I don't know how you can be charged with, unaliving FBGDUCK and not be charged with, using a weapon. Now, so that's interesting to me. And I'd like to hear more details on that. To Carlos Offering, Los Muna, he was a driver. He was found guilty on 5 counts. He was not found guilty on 2 counts, which was probably wounding the girl. Christopher C. Thomas, he was an alleged shooter, and he was found guilty on only 3 counts. He was not found guilty on using a weapon, the conspiracy, or he was not found guilty on the using a weapon and a conspiracy, and the wounding. That's what it is. That's the other one, wounding of the other 2 victims. Ralph Teasy. Now, y'all know Ralph Teasy Turpin. Interesting character. He was the one that really started this because he was mad because Duck was dating or had dated or still had some involvement with his ex-girlfriend. And so he was the one that called D-Thing, which is Lil Durk's brother, big brother, and and told D-Thing that he was under attack by Duck, and started the whole thing. And he also was the one that dropped the location. But he was found guilty of only 2 counts. He started it, and he was found guilty of only 2 counts, and that was dropping the location and of course the conspiracy of unaliving FBGDUCK. But this has been. I thought that this case might be longer than what it was. However, it didn't take them that long. But the feds pretty much had all their information, because some of the details of the stuff that the evidence that they had was shocking. I mean, they had video camera from Parkway Gardens, Oblock. They had video cameras from them driving down the street with their license plate. They had some high technical evidence. So, that just goes to say it's not easy getting away with crimes these days, and people really need to think about that in terms of committing crimes. Technology has made it where, there are eyes everywhere, eyes up in the sky everywhere. Everywhere. But they had, a humongous amount of evidence, including witnesses. And to be honest with you, although they had FBG Butter and they had what's his name? Blogger. They had the blogger Swiper. They had Swiper. They had Swiper as witnesses. They really didn't need that. That was just some extra icing on top of the cake because, even the people, a lot of the people who were involved inside of the case, the Oblock 6 itself, which we know was Oblock 7 because Zell Muna, he ended up unaliving himself, before the case actually started. But, a lot of the people who were involved in the case, they gave a lot of great details. A lot of the attorneys weren't on the same, they weren't in harmony with each other. So, to get their client out, they were actually giving information on the other defendants. So, it was a very interesting, and, I love to, one day be able to see, the video or whatever of the case, or I'm even going to tune into, shout out to Mama Duck. Congratulations, Mama Duck. I love you. I support you. I have compassion in my heart for all the mothers who lose their children before them, especially when it deals with the Chicago stuff and any other thing. But, shout out to Mama Duck. That's Lashina Weekly. Congratulations. She's really, been, she's a strong woman, and she's really been through a lot because, she lost like 5 other children and different things of this nature, including FBGDUCK. And she was really close to most of Duck's friends. And I saw that, because I've been watching the Chicago thing, like I said, since back during Zach TV days. And, and I had, just grown a part of it. It was interesting, it was interesting. So a lot of the people who lost their lives, I was familiar with, I got to see a little bit of their story and different things. And then there's still some people who are alive that I still, sort of, admire, have a heart for, not for doing anything criminal, but just because of their endurance. But shout out to Mama Duck. We finally got a verdict, and she finally got some justice. And and I'm gonna be tuning in to Mama Duck, Clout Chaser Slayer, because she's going to be telling stories. She's going to be giving details and stuff in terms of like the different things that happen on a day-to-day basis in the courthouse. She got a big notebook and lots of notes, and she already gave like day 1 and day 2. So y'all go subscribe to her and tune in, and and also congratulate her and give like support her, give her a little heart and support her, because she's been through a lot. And she also does a lot of community type of service. She also just like she has Mothers Against Poverty, which is an organization to try to help stop a lot of the violence in Chicago. It's like the mothers of a lot of the people who are involved in this war coming together to try to end it. Because like with these types of wars, one thing leads to the next, and it's a domino effect. And people are consistently losing their lives. But and also I want to also give her a shout out, because Mama Duck had a choice. They asked her, they said, what do you want to see happen with these men, young men? Do you want to see them get the death penalty, or would you prefer that they get life in prison or whatever? And Mama Duck said she did not want the death penalty. So these people, these people's families get to go visit them. They, although, they probably may or may never hit the streets again, because like right now, we don't know how many years and stuff they're facing as of yet. But as soon as we find out, I'll definitely come back on, and I'll definitely update us to that. But, they still get to see their families. Their families still get to go visit them and different things of this nature, if the federal if the feds decide not to give them the death penalty. Because although Mama Duck stated that she didn't want that for them, it's still in the hands of the feds. But y'all, in any case, although we're celebrating today, celebrating justice, there's still no winners in the situation. And, my only hopes is that, we can stop the violence, especially the violence amongst us. But at any rate, this is Unapologetically Q. I exiting the building. Please smash that like button, subscribe if you hadn't, and share. And until next time, peace, love, light, and hair grease. And I'm out.